Hi, my name is Jamon Hawk, and this is my week 2 video blog part 1. And today we had to define like 4 terms and actually get a definition of them. And the 4 terms that I picked were Scrum, Scrum Master, Epics, and Kanban. Scrum is one of the most popular frameworks for implementing Agile. It's so popular, in fact, that many people think that Scrum and Agile are the same thing, which they're not. Many frameworks can be used to implement Agile, such as Kanban, for example, but Scrum has a unique flavor because of the commitment to short iterations, iterations of work. And also with Scrum, the product is built in a series of fixed length iterations called sprints. They give teams a framework for shipping software on a regular tempo. The end of a sprint comes frequently, which bring with them the feeling of a tangible process with each cycle that focuses and energizes everyone within the process. Short itinerations also reinforce the importance of good estimation and fast feedback from tests, both recurring struggles in like a waterfall project. Strong calls for like 4 ceremonies to bring structure to each sprint, and those are, of course, the sprint planning, which is a team planning meeting that determines what to complete in the coming sprint. You also have a daily stand-up, also known as a daily scrum, which is a 15-minute mini meeting for a software team to like sync. You also have the sprint demo, which is a sharing meeting where the team shows what they've shipped in that sprint. And you also have sprint retrospective, which is a review of what did and didn't go well with actions to make the next sprint better. The next term is a Scrum Master. A Scrum Master is the facilitator for an agile development team. Scrum is the methodology that allows a team to self-organize and make changes quickly in accordance with agile principles. The Scrum Master manages the process for how information is to be exchanged. Like in product development, team members huddle together each morning for a stand-up meeting where they review the progress and essentially restart the project. During the daily meetings, which are sometimes called the Scrum Master asks the team members 3 questions. And those 3 questions are: what did they do yesterday? What would they do today? And are there any impediments like in their way? Although the title of a Scrum Master sounds powerful, the Scrum Master is not the project leader and is not held accountable for any of the outcomes. The team as a whole is responsible for any of the outcomes that may occur during the process. This does not mean that the job is easy. However, the Scrum Master is responsible for helping the team to reach a consensus for what can be achieved during a specific period of time. They are also responsible for helping the team to reach a consensus during the daily Scrum, and also helping the team to stay focused and follow the agreed upon rules of the daily Scrum, and also removing obstacles that are impeding the team's progress, as well as protecting the team from any outside distractions. The next term is the Kanban. Kanban is a popular framework used to implement agile software development. It requires like real-time communication of capacity and full transparency of work. Work items are represented visually on a Kanban board, allowing team members to see the state of every piece of work at any time. The main purpose of representing work as a card on a Kanban board is to allow the team members to track the progress of work through its workflow in a highly visual manner. Kanban cards features like critical information about a particular work item, and also giving the entire team full visibility into who is responsible for that item of work, a brief description of the job being done, how long the piece of work is estimated to take, and so forth. Cards on a virtual Kanban board will often also feature like short screens and other technical details that is valuable to the assignee or to the members, which allow the team member to see the state of every work item at any given point of time, as well as all of the associated details, which ensures increased focus, full traceability, and fast identification of blockers and dependencies. And the last term I'm going to be discussing is epics. Epics can be defined as a big chunk of work that has one common objective. It could be a feature, customer request, or business requirement. And backlog, it is also a placeholder for a required feature with a few lines of descriptions. It tells completely about final output of the user needs. In the beginning, it may not contain all the details that the team needs to work on, and those details are defined in like the user stories. Like an epic usually takes more than one sprint to complete, and each epic is like one artifact of agile to classify the amount of work that is need to be done. Excuse me. In some organizations, there is common practices that each of the bigger customer requests, feature or requirement is considered as epic. And how you define like bigger or how the bigger the work varies from the organization to organization. Some organizations use themes, value streams, and or scope approach for a complex project where multiple focus on the areas needed to be conveyed by many Scrum teams. Product management teams create epics for different focus areas of the project, and all the requirements and form of user stories are like mapped to that focus area of the epic. And this may take like specific work area of a project manager, or even to make the project just that much easier. And yes, and those are my 4 terms. This is my blog. Thanks.